Yeah.
For example, you could be Jeremy Clarkson trying to deal with the local town council.
Yes.
I,
Amongst a lot of other things. Um,
I saw someone on Twitter once say, haha, in England, we don't have HOAs. To which somebody replied, yeah, in England, yeah, in England, they're your government.
yeah. Yes. Yeah. So I partook in season 4 of Clarkson's Farm, which I was actually thinking about doing it last week, but then I realized that the last 2 episodes hadn't dropped. So I decided to wait till this week to do it. So now I can review the whole season, which is now on Amazon Prime. So this particular season of Clarkson's Farm, so this is 2000 or 2023 to 2024. So like fall, like around September, October 2023 to around this time last year. Or no, wait, it was August and September. So yeah, like a full year. So in this season, England is dealing with unseasonably long rain throughout. Basically, it starts in like October and it goes through all the way through like February and March,
Ish.
which really messes up with being able to plant the crops and also get them harvested later in the following year. So it's just kind of a mess with all that. And then of course Clarkson has, in addition to all the farms, farming all the crops and everything, he has also got all the different animals that he's been with, like cows and pigs, goats, and so basically a new project that Clarkson comes up with to try to alleviate some of, because like his farm shop is very popular. So I mean, people come from all over England to go there, and they come all over there to eat at the burger food truck and drink his beer and all that.
Right.
And
He's got an advantage that other farmers just would not have.
right, yeah. And so he decides for this season he's going to open a pub. Um, and on the poster here in the corner there, right over Caleb's head, that's the sign for his pub. It's the farmer's dog. And most of the season is him trying to find a suitable building for the pub. And what I didn't realize was that pubs are actually dying in Britain. Like people don't, they don't,
Really?
yeah, yeah. They've had a lot of pubs close over the last 10 to 20 years. Some of that's economic, some of it's just a change in the culture. It's the days of people just going to their local pub, with their buddies or whatever, and having a pint or two. It's just not the way it is anymore. Which is kind of true everywhere if you think about it. I mean, most people don't go out to bars or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But so Clarkson's his problem isn't a quantity issue of trying to find a pubs that are for sale, because there are a lot of them. It's just finding the right one, because he also wanted to have a kitchen so that he could have food in it, and he sell different food from not just his farm but also other farms in the area. And his whole thing is everything in the pub, from the beer to to any other liquor, or to the food or anything, is grown strictly in Britain. It's all British. You can't even get a Coca-Cola in that pub. And so a lot of the season is him trying to deal with trying to get this pub open, and his whole goal is to find a pub and then fix the building up and then get it open for they call it the banking holiday over there, which for us is Labor Day. And
Okay.
that's, yeah, so usually their banking holiday coincides with Labor Day. But what ends up happening is he misreads the calendar, and he was
Oh,
a week
no.
off. Yeah, so like the second to last episode, he thinks he's got 4 weeks left to get this pub ready to go. He's like,
Oh,
no, he
no.
only has 3 weeks, and everything that can't go wrong does go wrong.
So basically, Clarkson's farm kind of transitions into being an episode of Kitchen Nightmare or
A
Pub
little
Rescue.
bit, yeah, basically, yeah. He's got these 2 women who work for him, or that he hires, are like pub consultants, and they just drive him crazy. um and so yeah, it's just, with all of this stuff, so he's dealing with all this, and then on top of that, he's got to deal with stuff at the farm. And of course, right as he's trying to get this pub open, that's when the harvest is. So he's going back and forth from like the trying to get the pub going to then going over to do the harvest. And this season was kind of a hard year for him, and not just him, but I mean just for the farmers in Britain in general, because of the weather. They weren't able to get the crop yields that they would normally do. And the biggest disappointment was it was a wheat that he grows, that's like his number one selling crop, because that's the wheat they use for pastas. And yeah,
what do you call it? Semolina? Is that it? Is that maybe what it is?
I think that might be it. I can't remember, but he just didn't get the crop failed. It didn't work. So, but yeah, it was kind of a disappointing year for him. But on the plus side, he was eventually able to get the pub open to at least in the following weeks, up to the pub running well enough. And the other thing too I want to point out is Caleb there on the left. He's holding a little pig there, and that pig was kind of a new star of the show. They named him Richard Ham, after Richard Hammond, because he's really small. He was like the runt of the litter, and they were really worried about him because, being so small, the other males would bully him and potentially kill him. So they're like, okay, well, they put him with the females, but then as he starts getting older,
Uh-oh.
yeah, he's like, yeah, and the females in that pen are his sisters and cousins.
Oh,
so
no.
He's like, so you can't have him messing around with them.
Why are mentions of incest our theme tonight?
I don't know. The other, I will say, one of the good aspects of the show is so in the first I think like 2 or 3 episodes, Caleb was on this tour, kind of like a comedy tour, and it's on Amazon, and I haven't watched it yet, but where he's doing this like stage show. And so Clarkson was like kind of left on the lurch, and so he needs help, and so he hires a temporary farm hand, this young woman named Haley, and she has 3 things in common with DB's character Rose Cooper.
Blonde, English, badonk.
Yes.
the 3 B's: blonde, British, badonk. There we go.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. But no, she was really a lot of fun. She's a really nice young lady, really great character. He seemed to get along with her really well. But part of the reason I mentioned that too is because when the previews started coming out, that Caleb wasn't in the first few episodes, and that they brought Haley in, everybody thought that Caleb either was fired or he left the farm to go off on his own. And Clarkson had to put the kibosh on that right away and say, no, Caleb hasn't left. He actually filmed a video, and he's right over there drilling in the field.
It's like a Vietnamese hostage video.
Yeah.
Proof of life.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, despite some of the the setbacks that they that everybody on the show goes through. It was still an entertaining season, and if you watch the first 3 seasons, you'll definitely want to watch this season, and it's an enjoyable experience as always.
Well, it certainly sounds like it.